Let's talk about the Tennessee defense. Because like we talked about, everybody and their mother is going to talk about how many points the offense scores and how fast they go and just how great Hendon Hooker is. And that is all extremely warranted. We'll be the first ones to say it. We did a video ourselves on how good that offense can be and how good they are and why they're so good. We love that offense here. However, there's 22 guys on a football field at a time, and half the time, that's your defense. So in order for them to get to where they want to go, you're going to need something from the defensive side of things, right? And I think, to be honest, there has been a bad rap given to the secondary, and some of that is warranted. Allowing 332 yards a game through the air, it's dead last in the country. It's not good. It's not a winning recipe. Now, they're undefeated, but that's a tough way to go. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's kind of get some conversation points and kind of find our way around this whole Tennessee operation, right? Let's kind of look at this Tennessee defense from a 30,000-foot view, because stats don't tell the entire story when it comes to that secondary number. Tim Banks, defensive coordinator, he's going to dial it up. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to bring a corner from the boundary. He's going to bring pressure from that third and second level. So when you're aggressive, guess what? You provide yourself the opportunity to make a big play on defense. You also provide yourself the opportunity to allow for a big play for the offense. That's just the way it goes. There's no which two ways about it. If you want to play high-stakes games, you got to be okay with missing sometimes and having some of those things come back to bite you. So that's first of all. But the second piece is when you look at the numbers for this Tennessee defense rather. And we just said numbers don't tell the whole story, so let's take a look at more of those numbers. 60% of the opposing team snaps are passing. Rather, they're calling the majority of their plays to be pass plays against this Tennessee defense. So what does that mean? More opportunity for more numbers to be stacked up against this secondary. It also means a lot of those programs are probably trying to play catch up, or at the very least, keep pace. Like, hey, Tennessee just scored 14. We have 3 right now. We got to get 2 touchdowns quick, fast, in a hurry. Most effective way for us to do that is to throw the football. So this Tennessee defense is under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of pressure in terms of how often they're being thrown at. Like I just said, thrown at just about as much, if not more than anybody else in the country. Let's pair that with the fact that they are 125th in terms of time of possession as an offense. So what does that mean? It means the defense is out there a whole lot because they snap the ball offensively every 15 seconds. That's a whole lot of plays, folks. That's a whole lot of plays. That means the offense is going lightning quick. So whether they're 3 and out or whether they're scoring, they're both probably happening at a relatively quick pace. And when you go at a quick pace, it means the defense has got to take the field here pretty soon. And so for them to be on the field so much, again, same thing as the passing percentage, when you're out there so much, there's more plays run against you, which kind of skews that whole number. And we're not excusing that 332 yards per game. I'm not. I think that's horrific. And Tennessee knows that. I promise you Tim Banks knows that. There needs to be some sort of adjustment there. But even so, let's look a little bit deeper than these numbers. Let's get some more reference points. Let's look at the context. Because I think that's important at the very end of the day. I mean, I think that's something you have to at least take into account for this whole Tennessee defense. So let's look at the secondary, put it over here, keep it on ice. Let's talk about the defensive line and linebacker play, because they've been some of the best in the country. They're top 10, I believe, in terms of yards per game allowed rushing and yards per carry. Less than 100 on the ground and right around 3 yards a carry allowed. That's really good. You're going to win a lot of football games that way. And so the translation to that is you can win if this game becomes a matter of let's play in a phone booth. Like Kentucky's going to do this coming week, like Georgia's going to do in 2 Saturdays from now. They're going to make you play within the tackles. All right? Our big guys versus your big guys. Let's run it up. Let's make this thing happen. Let's see what you can do. Forget throwing the football. We're going to run it at you. Tennessee can win that way. And that means a lot, especially with what they have lacked on the back end of this defense. So something to keep in mind. The off-road tires work just fine for this Tennessee defense. All right? They can lean on those big boys up front. And that's kind of what football is, right? Like trying to offset what you don't have with what you do have. And credit Tim Banks, credit this Tennessee defense. They're only allowing 23 points a game. 23 points a game, that's some of the best performances in the country. And they haven't been playing against subpar competition. Bryce Young in Alabama, yeah, they can go a little bit. Bryce Young's got a Heisman Trophy in his name. So that offense is solid. The average, 23 points a game. So the defensive formula, to a degree at least, is working. They're undefeated, okay? And here's, I think, probably the most intriguing thing to look at when you talk about this Tennessee team. For all the faults that you have in that secondary, it needs to get better, right? Like, that's not a novel concept. There needs to be improvement when it comes to what this Tennessee defense is right now. On the flip side, it may not matter that much. It sounds funny to say out loud, but it may not matter that much when it comes to what Tennessee is going to do the rest of the way. Because when you look at this Tennessee team, with how many points they score, ball kicks off, whether it's Tennessee or whether it's their opponent that gets the ball, 3 and out, whatever, they score a touchdown, doesn't matter. Tennessee's going to score like 40. Tennessee is going to score 45 to 48 points and just say, can you match us? Can you? I mean, that's what we're asking you to do. Can you win a track meet with us? Because you better bring your running shoes, you better get out of the blocks hot, and you better not lose pace, because we're going to go quarter to quarter to quarter to quarter and score a lot of points. It feels a lot like that LSU team in 2019. And I don't love the comps just because every schedule is different, every program is different from a personnel standpoint, but there's a lot of parallels. Joe Burrow and Hendon Hooker both lighten up the stat sheet. Both got freak show wide receivers. Look at that LSU defense, how many points they allowed that year? They allowed 22 points a game. So just 1 point less than what Tennessee's given up right now. And spoiler alert, that LSU team finished with a national championship. We'll leave it at that. So if Tennessee can continue to trend upward on the secondary side of things, I think they're going to be in really good shape. Now, timing is everything, situation is everything, context is everything. But looking at the broad strokes of this, Tennessee can win with how they're playing right now. And if they can progress, that's going to make the difference. So for Tennessee, can the defense continue to trend upward? If so, could be some good things in the Vols' future. Could be some hardware, rather, going to Knoxville somewhere around the new year. We'll leave it at that. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.